And so, obviously, speaking about this internet, YouTube sensational family, it's very apparent, really. You can't even like avoid the fact that there's serious toxicity going on. And for our viewers, I want you to understand that our main thought process is, how can you bless others? Mm-hmm. And I know that there's people out there, because people will tell us things and drip, drip, drip things. Narcissism is more prevalent than you think.
It's so
vast. And also, you don't know it's really narcissism because it's familiar to you. It's your norm. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the times, you might not realise that you are part of mobbing. Families mob one person, or, could be a few people, but they all come together for the greater good of tearing you down. Yeah. But none of them are any better than you, really. It's just that you're probably either sensitive by nature, mm-hmm. maybe you're outspoken and very willful, which they don't like because you need to adhere to the pack. Perhaps you won't fall into line with the thought process that they've set for you. Mm-hmm. So then you automatically become, right, she's a, what do you call it? A runt. She's the runt of the pack. Yeah. He's the runt of the pack. And also, well, a lot of it is just about power and control, and sometimes jealousy, No,
this is what she said. She said
you wouldn't think it, left, you won't think it, but some of these elders are jealous of their own offspring.
This is what she said before she left. She was like, I don't know, but I just feel like you always, every time you see me starting to look good or being happy in life, you want to just be jealous and break me down. And it's really toxic. I don't like the air that I'm in. She's like, so do you hate it here? It looks like you hate it here. She's like, well,
would she love it?
I don't really like it. She's like, right, fine, kick you out. That's why your man took the money from your brother.
That is so, you know what? And they are very childish. The thing about narcissistic people is they might portray themselves to be greater than you. And there's all types of narcissists. There's the ones that, you think they wouldn't hurt a fly. No. But really, they are scheming, devious. They're acting like I never did anything wrong. I don't know why this is happening. They're very dramatic when exposed. They turn the finger and they project. And a lot of people on the outside can't see it. Yeah. Like, what's that film? Like Double Jeopardy. Yeah, that husband. Oh, watch that. It's an old school film. I saw her watching. I said, what do you know about Double Jeopardy?
Yeah, man.
Try watching it, so you could have that husband that everybody likes him. Sounds personal, me saying it, but that's what the film's about. Everybody thinks he's great. No, everybody thinks you're the monster, and he just
straight capping.
Yeah, and the thing is, he plays it so well, because what you don't realise sometimes is that you're playing to the hand.
And they're conniving because they dig the knife.
That's what I'm trying to say. You play to the hand. So if you're out in public, they do things like they will gaslight you over something. You weren't expecting it. Right. And instead of responding, which is something that takes a thought process, you react because you're reacting by your emotion. And so everybody around sees you flip and they go, see, this is what she's like. She's crazy. She's mad. And a lot of
us... It's all their game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a game, but
just to get everyone on their side.
Because they're childish. They're very childish. They're very insecure. Yeah. They're very insecure. And a lot of the times, they're affected by narcissism because they've come from a family where narcissism was prevalent too. And so this behaviour it's the norm. It's their norm. They don't... No, they do know. I was going to say they don't know that what they're doing anything wrong. It's a lie. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they don't know why they're doing it. And you might convince yourself that actually it must be me.
Maybe that's how to get away with it, because if you're that type of person to reflect on yourself and you think, okay, maybe I'm doing something that's triggering this person or, causing this effect, backlash, and then they get away with it and say, oh, it's you.
I'm sure if anyone people that do that, they're always scheming, they're always doing things, and you sit and you end up taking the blame.
And it takes a while for
you
you
to go, oh, listen, comment.
Realise it's not even
comment below. It's not you. I just want you to know it's not you, man. It's
comment,
not you.
It's not me, it's you.
It's not me, it's you. Amen. Comment. Yeah, but it's the one thing about this period in time is that it's ripping off the mask, which is what they say. They have a mask.
It's a good thing.
It literally, I think this whole internet thing, I might have said it before, I personally think initially it was set up as surveillance for the powers that be to watch our behaviours, you know, what we're into. We know this, but I think it backfired.
Yeah, definitely backfired.
Because it's exposed.
You can't hide in it, and the camera. Society. You say like the camera exposes like your emotions or feelings, or it could be something that like no one picks up on, and there'll be one person that's like, "Oh, did you see the dynamics? That looks off," and then it spirals into a conversation because it's like you're putting yourself out there, you're allowing everyone to have opinions, and you know, the more you dig, the more you show, the more people can say, there's the problem. He's the problem. She's the problem. This is what's going on. And then you realise, like...
Do you think people realise? Well, then again, when I first started talking about this about, what would you say, 6 years ago now.
No one was...
And do you know why it was? Sorry.
Go on.
Because I like magazines, like fashion mags. I used to buy them a lot, but I haven't bought them in years now. Yeah. And you know, you have that section, like in the art section. Anyway, or you take a test and it tells you if you're really hot or just medium, just stupidness. Anyway, but I opened the page and there it was. Maybe your partner's a narcissist, and I was like, what's that? And it intrigued me, so I read it, and it opened up a can of worms.
This is what I'm saying.
It opened up a can of worms, and then I started. It was almost like the scales of my eyes started. I was like, oh my god!
Because they put you under a spell.
They do. No,
they put you under a spell, and the more like someone subconsciously or like says something bad about you, just nitpicking at everything,
you start to
believe it.
You do. You believe it. You become it. I think.
And then before you know it, you've broken up yourself, you've mashed up yourself, you have no confidence, no self-worth.
And they laugh at you, they come in the, you know, them people that say they poke the bird to see how it's dying, and then they smile and then they're happy. And do you know what they say? Every murderer is a narcissist, but not every narcissist is a murderer.
It's deep.
It's crazy. It's crazy that, and all of this stems from rebellion, rejection. Yeah. Rejection is a big, big sore thumb in the choices that people are making in the world today. It stems from a lot of these I'm whatever and I'm proud. Not like I'm black and I'm proud. Just a lot of what's these new terms and I'm this and I'm that and I've always been like this. But when you really start digging beneath the surface with people, it's rebellion and it stems from rejection. A lot of things that people say they are.
Because people don't like to go to the deep set trauma.
Yeah.
Everyone avoids it and then just puts a new name on it and says, oh, I'm fabulous and I'm just going to do me.
I'm going to wear it with a badge of honor. Yeah. But you didn't get some therapy.
Exactly, right. So she's obviously gone and spoke to her mum and said, I have nothing to say to you actually because the way you've just done me dirty. I ain't got my boyfriend to kick me out his yard when I'm trying to progress. I just don't feel like we can have a relationship.
So she's going to mash up a whole team foul swoop.
And the brother as well. She said to the brother, like, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for the sister. And he goes, I was just trying to make sure she doesn't end up like you. And she's like, what do you mean like me?
Like you. And you know what?
If anything, she should be like me.
Well, you know
what are you doing?
Well, there you go. And you see, that there is a prime example of what you've just said. And so is projection. Straight away, we'll project it onto you, so you feel like you're the problem, totally not taking any form of accountability for
Man
you.
hugged up, he was like, thank you.
For taking on my BS.
Taking on the thing.
Rude.
I mean, they didn't argue, but...
No, but it's rude.
But it's like, it's actually disrespectful. She said, after this, yeah, we're not siblings. You're not my brother.
And you know what's scary though? That decision that she's made, what probably she'll have to keep to that decision just to save herself.
That's what she said.
Because listen, a lot of these people are happy in the dysfunction. Or they just don't feel like, because there's a lot of reward, like, but we're all wrong together.
Yeah.
And it's you, it's not us. Because it's like being wrong and strong, and there's loads of people, and there's just you one saying they're all lying.
Yeah.
So why would anybody believe just you one?
So this is what she did. She called her boyfriend, and he's like, "Why are you calling me?" type of thing, being a little bit offish because he still believes that she actually cheated on him.
But surely,
she's like, "Listen, I love you. I know how you move. I know how your hair moves. I know how you stand. I know your clothing. I know your stance." And he's saying, "Yeah, but the girl's got your clothing on." And they took the picture from a certain
Did it really look like her?
Kind of, yeah. The girl's like a lookalike in it, so to a certain degree.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and maybe I'm being pooping the party, but if you know the story, don't they watch it back and see?
That's what they're saying. They say they don't really.
That's
go
foolish.
On YouTube.
To be honest, it sounds foolish.
So she's called him and said, "This is what my mum did. She set us up, you know." And so he's going off, and he's like, "Nah, your mum. Why has she done you like that?"
Yeah.
And she made us break up. You know, we've broken up. So where are you? Like, where are you living? And she's like, "Yeah, after you kicked me out, I went into a motel." A motel? Are you crazy? So now they're like, it's us against the world type of thing now. I'm coming to get you because this is bad.
But she's lucky. In my experience, because it's mad that it's... Well, I guess it's a lot of people's experience now. In my experience, often, but maybe because he's not part of the family.
Yeah.
And perhaps he isn't brought up dysfunctionally as that, because apparently nobody's family is perfect. But some are more dysfunctional than others. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, more dysfunctional.
So what I'm saying is she's quite blessed to have somebody support her like that, because from my experience, because the other person, because often you magnetize towards each other, either, you know, it's like the codependent dance I told you about. You might necessarily be codependent. You might just be used to that type of dynamics, like you're a person that fixes things. You're a people pleaser. Because you might be entirely independent. Because I wondered if I was for a long time, after realising, you know, coming through all these realisations, am I codependent? No, you're always somebody that just does your own thing. You stand strong in what you say. You might, but the problem is that you stayed there.
Because you try and give people the benefit of the doubt, innit?
Yeah.
You don't want to believe that people are as bad mind or...
But I've experienced it. And unfortunately, when you have a partner that will back the lie for their parent, which, like, I can reflect, I can be objective and say, I understand the dynamics. Really, you just want to be accepted in your scenario, but you're willing to hang me,
mash up our thing
till there's nothing left, and continue to perpetuate the lie
for
somebody that clearly
is using you like a
pawn. And not only that, but they're happy for you to be a mess. They're happy to destroy your thing. They know that you rely on their validation. And so it's a place of power. There you go, but it's a place of power. And once again, that person feels powerful. But what are you really powerful over? Your power
you've got people to use, like, for the rest of your life. If I create this attachment, they're never gonna leave because
but they don't really like you though. They
It's
don't.
just for them.
But they don't really. But even so, you create the attachment. The person who's attached to you is obligated to you, but they don't love you or like you. And as the person who feels is sitting in that seat of power,
enough from them.
Yeah, but you're not getting what I'm saying. As that person who's sitting in the seat of power, who's got everybody like puppets on a string.
Yeah.
You must know that these people are only there because you've got them by the short and curlies. They feel obligated to you, but they don't love you.
It's true.
If they had the strength within them to say, you know what,
I don't want it.
You'd have nobody. And how does it really feel to know that ultimately none of these people truly like you?
The thing is, they know so much about that person or people, so they use their own life on them, innit? Like blackmail, so they could keep the person on streets.
Louder. You know what you have, the personality you have to have? Not care.
I don't
You have to not care, because that is the thing that they hold you by. It's blackmail.
That's what I said, man.
Yeah, you do.
For real.
It's blackmail.
It's a setup.
The fear of being exposed, which coincidentally and interestingly,
but they do it to
is
themselves.
Their issue, their fear being exposed, and that's why they say, well, if you say, let me think, if they say anything about me, I've got this in my hand.
Yeah,
bring it, come, man. Bring it, come. Because here's what I'm gonna do: turn the mirror on you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
The only thing.
And there's no loyalties between us. All right, then it's on. Let's see who wins.
Deep, though, because
I don't care.
They could have had that argument offline, off camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the way that she just said hurtful things, and then she apologized. She's like, starts bawling. I'm sorry for. I should have did things a little bit better. And
She don't cry because she got caught. She don't care. That's how they are. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they continue. But also, there's a renowned narcissist therapist, if you want to call him, it's Sam Vaknin. I've spoken about before, and he was actually classified as a narc. He even spent some time in prison, but he's highly intelligent. He's very integral to the internet being created. Yeah. But anyway, he exposes narcissism. He explains to you what it's about, etc., etc. And he was saying, the only thing you can really do, he says, yeah, that was it. He says, when you meet the narc, initially you're meeting the child. And he says, then just as they do all these things to make sure that you trust them. And then once they know that they've got your trust, he says it's almost like the mask, the control person comes in and takes them away. And then the host becomes the person who sits in the seat. The narc takes over. He says, but they do know. And
that's a whole entrapment. It's deception.
Yeah. He says he does the only thing that he's done, that's what's called this new thing called cold therapy, which I've said to you for a long time, which basically says you normally go to therapist's office, you sit down in a comfy seat. I know, I've been. Sit in a therapy seat and it's all warm and it's all and you feel comfortable. Relaxed. There's tissue there, so if you cry, so you feel relaxed. Yeah. But he said it's the opposite. It's called cold therapy for that very reason. And so it's very clinical. And then basically they bring their discrepancies to them. Bam! Just like maybe when you go to a police station. Evidence, here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says you did that. There's the time and date. Some of the cameras deny that. And they just go bam, bam, bam. And I've always said, make them regress, put them in a seat and make them regress and bring them all the discrepancies, all that. And it was loads of more.
But people, they're in denial, innit?
That's it. The devil is a liar. The devil is a narc.
Will probably just create the reaction of anger or, it doesn't work. This therapy doesn't work.
No, apparently it does. Apparently cold therapy works. Because you know what it is? It's making them accountable for the behaviour, because this is what it is. Most people like this are never held accountable. You know why? Because they move on. No, what they do is they move on to a new set of people, and then they reinvent themselves and they create a new image. And then the people that they left, that they did whatever to, are nowhere to be seen.
they're always gonna come back though. It's karma. Like,
apparently they leave a lot of ghosts around, but with this,
because when you accumulate all them ghosts, when they come for you at once, you're done out here.
I see. Well, I'm seeing the effects of sowing what you reap and karma reaching people who thought they could ramp, and karma is being very cruel to them now.
Savage.
And I have to say, God, let me calm down and not laugh.
You know,
because I know that it's not a good thing to be like that.
Oh.
But something about this period in time is, you know what? Everybody's going to get exposed. You might as well just humble yourself because it's the time we're living in. Everybody can get the smoke.
You put yourself out there so people can just be like, oh, remember when you did?
Well, I'm always told all of that, so whatever. Maybe I'm made for this moment. You know what I mean?
But that whole situation is mad.
Well, you can't.
A lot of families are just breaking up now.
You know what?
On social media.
You know what? Here's the Christian voice.
Here we go.
Coming out. What does the scripture say? It says, Jesus didn't. People portray Jesus, and actually don't really. I'm not fond of using that name because. You know, it's got so many different connotations, and is it really his name? And anyway, but the person, the being, people portray him as this kumbaya. But when you read the Bible, actually he was the one that went in the temple and boxed down all the tables and said, "These are vipers and snakes. Don't trust them." Yeah, and he said, "I didn't come to create peace. I came to divide mother from father. I want problems. Father from son." He said, so that you could see who was who.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, yes, the fairy tale of family all being
it's still human.
It is like, that's what you want, and that's what it should be. But at the same time, you know what? Your eyes have to be open, and sometimes the people that you think are your nest are actually the ones that are pecking at you and destroying you. And you have to have that rude awakening to remove yourself and to actually become the person that the Most High or creation has created you to be. It's like the fairy tale's over.
This is literally what she was saying to her man. She was like, I can't believe all my family are doing this. So, and he was like, listen, we're going to support each other, and just it's going to be us against the world, because I can't believe they've really just done you like that, interfered with our relationship, broken it up, and they've just created a whole scheme. You've got other people involved and paid them.
Yeah. And that's you know what? Let me tell you something. That in this period of time where we, as our unit, has gone through so much, is very, very, very revealing. How many flying monkeys who have, and there could be people that are your friend, you know, sit on the outskirts waiting for the opportunity to laugh at your situation, tear you down, and run up their mouth about things they know nothing about. That to me is so interesting, because for you to have time to want to be so invested in something you do not really know anything about says a lot about you. The fact that you were waiting for an opportunity to pull down your pants and poo on my parade.
Yeah, it's deep.
Is very, very, very interesting to me.
Because you know what the boyfriend said? He was like, I don't understand why everyone's coming for me. Like, he seems quite cool and respectful. Like, he's always trying to give the most respect. He even said to Brooklyn, like, if it's going to cause an issue between you and your mom, then you do need to go back.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Because he's a bit older, he's got a bit of sense. But I feel like they use the fact that he's not fully together, he's not all the way articulate, to like mess with him.
No, that's and what they do. They look for this is thing is these people they study you for your flaws. Me, I'm studying your back.
Like, I'm just chill, like I'm really not trying to create no issues, but everyone's attacking me. They're pulling up to my yard, busting open door.
Yeah, because they're looking for a scapegoat always. Turn the fingers back round.
So it's like, you know, I don't really want to be involved in a family drama or be disrespectful to your mum or your brother or anything like that. So I let them disrespect me and say certain things, because the brother, he's got money now, and they have a certain type of relationship, and you know, guys, they dig at each other.
Mm.
But I feel like in a certain way, you know, when people say like in your jokes there's truth.
Oh yeah.
He does a lot of that, like he'll
Gaslighting.
But you could tell he's low-key jealous of the boyfriend because he looks good.
In Pretty.
In Pretty.
Yeah. Pretty but Trung. No, in Pretty. Yeah. Not masculine, just pretty.
He's pretty. He's a hood.
Yeah.
But
Negro.
I feel like the brother is a bit more athletic. And he likes to fight a lot. Whereas the boyfriend, he's a bit more like, I'm really from the streets, but I feel like he's a loving person.
Mm.
At the same time, like he don't really want to be fighting, but if he has to defend someone, he's on it. Mm. But I just feel
he's
like
just got more about him.
Yeah, he's got more.
And this is it.
Grit.
Sometimes when you really sit down and reflect, you think, jealous of me. They know I don't have everything. Like, you might not have what they have. You might not have the funds. You might not be living good. Like, this is from personal experience. You know, you might not have the job. You might not have, you know, the support. You might not have the man.
Jealous of your essence.
And you just think, what are you jealous of? I don't get it.
This is bad, man. Like, just love each other. You could have a better relationship if you just, like, well, authentic. But obviously everyone's playing a game, innit?
I think it's so exhausting. Isn't it exhausting? That mask must
keep
be
that
heavy.
up
When
all
them
day.
take it off, they must bum to the floor when they take that mask off. Like, and you know what? To be honest, knowing people and seeing behind that mask, you do see how fragile and frail and pathetic they really are. And you just think, you did all of that for what? To mash up your own thing and make people hate you.
Yeah.
Imagine spending every single day of your life scheming and plotting
to mash over people's lives
just to have some life. That means you really don't believe in yourself. There's nothing going on with you. How could you waste every day of your life doing that?
No idea.
Doesn't make, to me, it doesn't make sense.
You're lost. Lost, mate.
Anyway, once again, as you know, we offer the services. Email us. You see the email below, and we can arrange a meeting. 10 minutes, half an hour, depending on the schedule, with myself or Eden. I'd just like to say to you, like, the only way through this is
cut the ties.
Cut the ties.
Cut it off.
Cut the ties and open your eyes. Open your eyes and cut the ties. Write it below. Open your eyes, cut the ties. It's not you. And also, what I will say is, you become aware of your own flaws.
Yeah, definitely.
You become aware of whether you're a people pleaser, you're codependent. And all of us have got flaws to work on. And I think that is the problem. If we could just be honest about our indiscrepancies, our flaws, you know, what we lack, then it would just be a better place.
Definitely. But everyone's flexing at the moment.
Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and for me. Anyway.
Yeah, come on.
Like, comment and subscribe. We're here, back-to-back content. We ain't going nowhere, you know. Even if it stays at number 24. We're here just to just your day. Amen.